This is going to be Razorfen Kraul as Protection Paladin. Level 41, alright.
We shall meet again.
Don't remember what I was last time. Okay, so those are the party members. I rolled over them. Is that a Blood Elf Priest? Healer, probably? Okay, so I have Warrior, Mage... A lot of mages. I almost always, yeah, a lot of arcane mages. Almost always have those. Somebody ran ahead and tripped that rope trap. You can avoid it, but people usually trip it here. Anyway, yeah, so my notes say this was a really enthusiastic group who wanted to go fast, so I went fast. They were ready to move, and so was I. Alright, Shaman, and am I using Light of the Protector on myself? Is that what I'm seeing? I learned to use that last dungeon, so now I know, it's very good. No, this is a Holy Paladin, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so I actually have a Paladin healer here. Neat. Surprisingly uncommon, given how strong they are and fun to play. Like, I don't know why so few people level Holy Paladins. It just doesn't happen often. What am I doing? What am I trying to do? That was weird. Okay. Yeah, people are ready to move here. So I'm reading the group and picking up the pace because they wanted me to. This looks messy. I'm not in my groove at this point, it looks like. I'm kind of holding thread on things. Checking map. I don't need to check map, it's just straightforward. There we go. Don't think I have Blessing of Freedom at this point, so I couldn't get rid of that wing clip or whatever it was on me. Just had to wait for it to expire. Okay, yeah, I see this paladin using, what do they call that thing? It's like Pray Faith or something? The delayed healing spell. So he took that talent. Okay, that's one that I use. I had throughput problems until I took it, and then they were kind of solved by it. I think I've only shown this character being played holy once so far. It's fun to play, I just don't do it as much as Protection. I'm making sure to go into each one of these dungeons as a tank first, then fill in any gaps in leveling with running her as holy. Because there's usually a few dead zones as I level. Like, if I do nothing else other than run dungeons, there'll be points where there are no dungeons within my level range that I can queue for until I level up a time or two that I haven't done. That's often just because I try to queue for specific dungeons. What did I just... Oh, I do have Hand of Freedom, okay. Alright, and I used it. Or maybe that paladin used it on me. It's hard to tell what's going on. Anyway, yeah, so having multiple specs to play is good for filling in those gaps so that I can see potentially the same dungeons from a different perspective of the same class. And queuing for a random dungeon gives a huge experience bonus. It's like half a level or more when you complete a random dungeon. You don't get that experience when you queue for a specific dungeon, which is what I usually do because I like to know what I'm going to get and just do them in order. Because if I go into if I choose a random dungeon, then I can often just get the same one over and over. It gets real tiresome. I like to have the variety. But it's nice to get the bonus sometimes when I can get it. So yeah, route through here is pretty simple. I checked it ahead of time and knew where I was going. So like we came down that hallway below and to the right. Turn around and go up the right side, then go back and go up the left side. then the way forward opens, and you continue along that same path, kinda. So I'm seeing a lot of yellow enemy nameplates, but then I see that there's an earth elemental that the shaman has summoned. That thing does, like, I think it might do a mass taunt, or at least taunts its primary target. So I will not hold threat while there is an earth elemental present, and that's okay. It can just absorb the hits for me, and it's not really a problem. It's kind of like a little guardian that a shaman can summon to fight for them for a time. And I don't have to worry about being the tank for a moment because Earth Elemental takes over. The one we were fighting was also a shaman, summoning all kinds of totems and stuff. He dropped 2 of the same belt. Alright, so yeah, other side here. Oh, okay, there was another rope trap there. Got it. Now we're all in, all netted. The traps don't really mean all that much. I do like how it totally calls out the person who did it. It's like, uh-oh, this one screwed up, even though it's hardly even a screw up, but it is just funny the way it does that. Alright, Hunter Bone Tusk. There was some trick with this dude that somebody showed me where you can stand in a particular place. At some point he's gonna summon all those penned up boars to stampede into us. I think standing here makes us safe from the stampede. Or you can stand off to the other side too. I don't need to do it yet because the boars are not out. He's a hunter, so he shoots all kinds of arrows around. Here comes the stampede. So I walk all the way to the edge. Yeah, and I think I'm out of range of it. Am I taking stampede damage? It's hard to tell. It doesn't particularly look like it, though. Yeah, so everybody's standing off to the side, so stampede basically does nothing. Easily exploited. Oh man, Quillbore voices. They sure are a thing. Everybody here seems to know what they're doing pretty well. This is a party of 5 experienced players, it seems. Oh right, I forgot about this dude. These 3 dudes. They all equalize their health periodically, so you're fighting 3, but it's basically like you're depleting 1 health bar shared between them. This doesn't really matter much which one you target, because damage on any of them will damage all of them, pretty much. I guess you can get the benefit of any kind of area of effect damage will hit all 3 of them, so it'll basically hit for triple against the 1 health bar you're depleting. So I was making sure to put my consecration in a place where it would get all 3 of them if I could. So this version of this dungeon, I believe, was done for Cataclysm. Cataclysm redid a bunch of the... Well, that wasn't the button I wanted there, huh? Okay. Cataclysm redid a bunch of the classic dungeons, even though only a couple of them, Deadmines and Shadowfang Keep, got heroic versions. So this got voice acting and a different layout and stuff. But this normal version of the dungeon is the only one you play. Kind of was the same deal with Black Fathom Deeps. Some of them got polished up more than others. Some of them stayed the same, some of them got voice acting and stuff. Some of them got trimmed down, like Sunken Temple. Some of them got split up into multiple wings, like Blackrock Depths. They just did a variety of different things with them. Yep, everybody's ready to move. I don't often summon my Divine Steed, just because, like, I'm always out in front anyway. Unless everybody else is also using their movement boosting abilities, I don't usually need to be even more out in front and, you know, outpacing my healer. Right, I remembered I had to pick up a quest item there. Although I think every single one of those bats drops it, so if I hadn't picked it up there, I'd have plenty of opportunities later. These bats make some cool looking effects on the ground. I think those stun you very briefly if you step into them. They're not too threatening, but, you know, worth avoiding if you can. Apparently that bat counted as being up on the ceiling even though it showed as being on the ground. That's where my shield went. Those fields, I'm not sure what they do. Shaman's standing right in one. I'm not seeing any obvious effects from that. Yeah, so am I going to take this? No, it ended before it got to me. Kind of hoping I'll stand in one of those at one point and see what it does. But I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, here we go. Okay, stunned. So it shows several seconds, but as soon as it moves through you, it ends. So it's really just like half a second. Nothing to worry about. Like a half-second stun is barely noticeable, ever. I guess it'd probably interrupt a cast if you had one in progress and be annoying like that, but that's the only way. So, Silver Dragon Dude there. Kind of optional sort of mini-boss. Not far out of the way, so worth killing. I'm using my Hand of Reckoning a lot. This Arcane Mage is pretty good at pulling threat off of me. Using some hefty attacks. Alright, and we're pretty much at the end here. Nice short little dungeon if you know what you're doing.
I see you, interlopers. You tread on sacred wounds of never-ending wealth. What makes you think you can challenge me?
This fight, I found, can go very differently depending on what she decides to do. I don't tend to see her entire rotation of attacks in one encounter with her. Like, sometimes there's this fire wave that goes across the ground, sometimes there's some kind of gravity well that pulls me in, or like wind effect or something. This is the wind, yeah, so I have to move away to resist it. If I hold still, I'll get pulled into the center of that. And yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff she can do. She can summon slimes, apparently. She has many abilities, and you probably won't see all of them in one battle. Yeah, so no fire waves are happening. And there we go. That's what this place is like from a tank perspective. Cool dungeon, always a treat. Both upgrades. Have to choose one. He walked away. Apparently this is a hard choice. There we go. Alright, and that's it. See you next time.